Then they came to the Steve Jobs one more thing. Avatar, Fire and Ash. CinemaCon was the first place they showed actual footage for Avatar, The Way of Water. I suspected it would be the same this year, and they did it. They showed us about 5 minutes.
No, dude, it was longer than that.
You think it was longer than
it was longer than that.
Okay, maybe 5-10 minutes, something like that. I don't know how, like, when you look at the first Avatar, love or hate the movie, it's visually stunning. Like, you got to acknowledge, even if you don't like the movie, it's visually stunning. You go back and you look at the first Avatar and you think, I don't know how you advance visual effects any more than this. It just looks so too perfect. And then The Way of Water comes out and it's more stunning. And then you think, okay, well, now visually they've reached their apex. Then they showed the stuff from here. And I'm like, how does James Cameron, good Canadian kid, how does he continue to do this?
I mean, they have the Na'vi equivalent of airships,
Mm-hmm.
floating through. And I mean, that's what, and we're looking at it in high frame rate 3D, HFR 3D. It's jaw dropping.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good.
And then there's like the Mordor Na'vi now that don't believe in Iowa and they live in like the volcano.
Yeah, so there's other Na'vi. As we learn The Way of Water, there's more than just the one tribe, right?
They're the Mordor Na'vi. They live in they live in volcano land.
There's this group. There's a sect of Na'vi that don't follow
the words were they have abandoned Iowa.
Yeah, they've abandoned Iowa,
and so they're kind of the only thing. So you see these Na'vi traveling in these gorgeous airships that Rob was mentioning.
So cool.
And then all of a sudden, over a hilltop, comes a bunch of flying creatures with black smoke coming out of the back, and Na'vi riding them, and they're like, Raiders! And this huge aerial combat thing starts to happen. It's like, oh my God.
wanted one of the riders to say, looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. And it was.
So it's Na'vi on Na'vi violence going on, and they're attacking them, and the kid is back in it wearing the air mask stuff.
And more Earth people show up.
Yeah, of course. They're never going to stop because they need the unobtainium.
They need the unobtainium.
It's very unattainable.
Look, like I was saying to you, I love the Avatar movies. I'm an unapologetic lover of the Avatar movies. But even this, I'm looking at it going, I hope they get into the Mordor Na'vi, and I hope they get into more of the ramifications of it all, because it's just looking at, there's only so much beauty I can look at. I need take me to Mordor, show me something that isn't so beautiful. And this just was, I mean, what they, like you said, none of it's real.
It's
like you're looking at it, and it's like they shot this on location.
Well, the kid's real.
It was so,
the kid, but
other than that,
it's just unbelievable.
It was so cool seeing their aerial fleet. It was almost as if they were on like I don't know, giant Pirates of the Caribbean wooden ships through the ocean, but they're doing it through the sky, and it's being pulled by like a giant
moth. I don't know what to call it.
Stingray looking thing, and it just my takeaway was he did it again.
Yeah.
He did it again.
Yeah.
He did it again.
And I love the fact with this new group, like even when they're the two races were conversating with each other, there was a taller one in the store, the tall red one, or the fire. I don't know I love the way her look was like a look of disdain, sort of, when
the
she
female
Saruman. You
Saruman.
can't really.
Yeah, what was her last? So she was the last shot of the footage.
Your goddess has no dominion.
That was
awesome. That was
so
and I'm
cool.
like, that is this, until I know her name, she's Saruman lady to me.
Saruman
lady.
When your goddess has no dominion here.
Your goddess has no dominion here.
I'm like, baby, you got dominion wherever you want. You tell me what to believe, I'll believe
and
it.
tell me if you agree with this or not. Tell me if you agree with this or not. But I get the sense, and it's probably appropriately so. I still think Sully and what is Zoe's character's name again?
Navi.
Navi's the name of the race.
I forget.
Natiri.
Natiri.
So
Natiri.
I think they're definitely still prominent parts, but I feel like their kids are taking a little bit of a bigger role in this one than they did in Way of Water.
Yeah, they're going to join the Ash people. They're going to live on an ash ram with Saruman lady.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you.
Wait, what if one of his kids actually goes over and
That's what I was about to say. Someone will.
The female David Koresh. The
female David Koresh.
Or drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I was going to say the Kool-Aid.
Jonestown. Little Jonestown action.
I love the way your backup is Lord of the Rings. Every time you try to describe something you can't describe.
It's always Lord of the Rings.
What was the Scarface dude that turns into a Navi in the from the original
Slang? Stephen Lang?
Yeah, he looks like he's got a crazy character journey.
Quaritch.
Oh, that's okay.
That's the name of the character. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's back.
what we saw from him, I was like, yo, like we're getting
he
like,
believes in Iowa now because he got resurrected.
I mean, one of the big criticisms of the original Avatar is that the story is just not original, and admittedly, it's not.
It's not.
But I think as this progresses with the family, it's
becoming its own original thing.
100%.
Yeah, and it's a riff on classical, tales. It's just, it's not Fern Gully in space. It is, but it's really not.
It's more Dances with Wolves in space.
Yeah.
Even James Cameron, I remember in an interview, this is back when the first one came, like just after the first one came out. He said, "Yeah, it's Dances with Wolves in space, but it's an archetype of a story that many movies do this and blah blah blah." But I mean, you're right. That's a good observation.
And
that it's kind of evolved into its own original.
And the fact that there's a lot of characters and a lot of family members, there's a lot that can go wrong. There's a lot of story to be told there. There was way more story of the family in the second one, and we're going to get even more in this one.
The kid's going to run away and join a cult.
I was just going to throw in my name for that other group. Since Sermon Lady, I'm going to call them the Usos from now on.
The Usos.
And so I know the real name of that group, the Fire Group, right? They're the Fire.
Yeah.
Ash. They're the Ash group.
The Ash Group.
The Fire and Ash group.
The Saruman lady. That's all I could. That's what she's in my mind.
That's a great name.
All right.